G'day, my name's Tom Howell and I'm one of the first aid and specialised health trainers as well as the Special Projects Officer at Premium Health, where I've worked for just over 8 years. My experience in healthcare started 15 years ago when I joined the military and undertook my training to become an advanced medical technician, and I was very lucky during my time in the Australian Army to travel all around the world providing healthcare. That translated really well into my next role, where I worked as a remote area paramedic predominantly over in Papua New Guinea. I really think the training that we deliver is the best in Australia, and that comes down to our training staff. Our MD's always been pretty passionate about only hiring nurses and paramedics to deliver training, because she believes that as health professionals, we're the best at teaching the why of first aid. So not just showing how to do things, but helping people understand the anatomy and physiology behind the interventions we're trying to make, which we can do because we've got that hands-on clinical experience. So passion and dedication in first aid training are what we stand for, and I think you should come and experience it for yourself and see what the Premium Health difference is. I became a trainer because of my time in the military. We ran a lot of courses and I really enjoyed that. I worked in the training wing and taught a lot of combat first aid courses where people said I was a good instructor, enjoyed the way that I delivered training, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I felt it was a natural progression for me to consolidate that and become a trainer. Firstly, you need to be an absolute expert in the subject matter you're delivering. And secondly, you have to have a passion for training delivery. If you can take a group of students, take the subject matter and make it practical, relevant and enjoyable for them, then that retention of knowledge and skills is going to be far greater. I have had to use a lot of the training that I've had throughout my career. During my time in Afghanistan as a company medic, dealing with gunshot wounds, traumatic amputations, blast trauma, sort of things you get working in a battlefield environment, to my time in Papua New Guinea, dealing with remote area trauma, to my day-to-day work now as a firefighter, working in the community as an emergency medical responder and responding to cardiac arrest. I think after 15 years, it's almost automatic for me now. I've had a lot of hands-on experience, but it certainly reinforces the good training that I had early in my career. And I think that's really important, is having a strong basis and foundation of training and then backing that up with hands-on practical application. When I deliver training, I want students leaving my class with not just a tick in the box. I want them to go out in the world feeling both confident and competent to be able to perform the skills in the real world. I think that's really important. That's the real life practical application of the skills that they've learned and the confidence to go out and perform those skills. During my training delivery, I use a lot of hook words and phrases. So things like time is tissue, referring to the amount of time our brain tissue can go without adequate perfusion. That when I start to explain them, the students' eyes may glaze over a little bit, but as I start to explain the key concepts, the anatomy and physiology behind that, they really start to understand why we're making certain interventions when it comes to first aid, and they start to repeat those hook phrases to me, and I can see that there's genuine understanding there. It's a real light bulb moment and something that I always take a lot of joy in when I can see that someone has understood a core concept and that they'll retain that knowledge for a long period of time.